がついたみたいね。
秀英さん、どうして？
手当てはしておいたけど、まだ無理しないで。
修験たちは
後天界の手に
連れ去られたのか。ここは？
ここは使命と秀英が育ったところ。
使命？
兄よ。
え？
兄はここで育ち出て行ったわ。復讐するために。
復讐？
私たちの両親も殺された。兄は今のあなたのように仇を追って、そして邪道に落ちた。あなたは邪道に落ちてはいけない。
俺は行かなきゃならないんだ。
お兄ちゃん、
ウォン、
大丈夫？
ここは？
白線路だよ。
白線路？
うん。レンがアジトで待ってる。
ああ、わかった。
そうですか。しかし葉月さんがご無事で何よりでした。
てめえがどんくせえから修験たちが時生の手に。
修験たちの居場所が分かったよ。
後天楼に連れて行かれたらしい。
そんな。
後天楼は時生のアジトだよ。一体どうして？
時生は死幽門の命令で修験たちを追っていたのです。
後天楼に死を移したということは蘭亭に引き渡すためか。
蘭亭？
急がないと主の身に危険が。
でもどうやって後天楼へ？
後天楼は時生の根城だ。迂闊には近づけね
え。しかし
やめたやめた。相手が蘭亭じゃ割りが合わねえ。お宝は欲しいが命には変えられねえからな。
好きにしろ。俺は一人でも行く。
りょう、バカなことやめときな。そうだよ、わざわざ殺されに行くようなもんだよ。
行かなきゃいけないんだ。男ならわかるだろう。
私も後天楼の情報を探ってみます。連絡は茶碗人で。
勝手にしろ。
Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Shenmue 2. If you remember from last time, we finally found Xiuying hiding in the Ghost Hall building. And then we lost him again because the Yellowhead were actually following us, and now Xiuying is being held captive in the Yellowhead building. Not only that, we got into a fight with Donyu, and Ryo Hazuki was punched in the face so hard that he went into a coma for 3 days. Luckily, Xiuying was there to rescue us, and now we're not going to see her again for a while. I'm not really sure why she turned up, or how she knew we were there, or whatever, but hey, plot convenience. Right now we have to get to the Yellowhead building in order to rescue Xiuying. The Yellowhead building is the biggest building in Kowloon. It pretty much covers most of the areas, and there are actually a few entrances inside, so let's give this one a try.
ここはお前の来るところじゃねえ。消えな。
他の入り口を探すか。
Well, I guess it wasn't going to be that easy. Gotta find another way in. The Yellowhead building is the biggest building in Kowloon. It covers quite a few areas. Like, you know how there are 3 areas of Kowloon. There's the Thousand White Quarter, the Dim Sum Quarter, and the Stand Quarter. And actually, you can see an entrance to the Yellowhead building in each one of these areas. So we're going to try some of the other areas and see if we have better luck. Right now, I'm just trying out gambling again, just for some extra money. But I won't spend too long doing this.
やめておくよ。
Whatever, I made some money. Yeah, so the Yellowhead building is like the biggest building, and yet they call it the Yellowhead hideout. It's not really the hideout, it's more like a base. I don't know, I just thought it was pretty stupid calling it a hideout if it's not inconspicuous or hidden in any way.
よそ者を通すわけにはいかねえ。帰れ。ここはダメだ。他の入り口へ行くか。
Right, so the entrance at the Dim Sum Quarter won't work. So the last entrance is at the Stand Quarter. And I don't know, you're kind of expecting this. Not really going to leave their big giant entrances unguarded. Can't really just walk into their front doors, can we? Unless we pretend to be a mailman, but even then that probably won't work.
誰も通すわけにはいかん。とっとと失せろ。まだこんなとこうろついてんのか？
レン。
確か他にも入り口があったはずだ。
God, Ryo just looks so disappointed when he gets turned away from the doors.
ああ。
こんなところにいても拉致が開かねえ。他の方法を探すぞ。
お前とはもう関係ないはずだ。
気が変わったんだよ。
何？
てめえの金の匂いは半端じゃねえからな。
勝手にしろ。
おい、行くぞ。
どこへ行く気だ？
情報が集まるのは昔から酒場って決まってる。
茶碗人か？
ああ、二手に分かれる。俺は屋台街で試す。お前は他の酒場を当たれ。
ああ。茶碗人。
So the next objective is to use the Chawan signs to look for information. It's the same Chawan sign as before, the little pattern we found inside the wooden shoe. We'll get onto that, but first it's time for a cool, refreshing drink in the rain. So, yeah, I don't know, Ren just can't seem to make up his mind whether or not he wants to help here. I mean, he starts off saying, oh, Xiuying, this could be interesting, count me in. And then he gets captured and you get handcuffed together by Donyu. And then he's all, oh hey, winning hand. But yeah, he's like, this is too dangerous, count me out. And then you tell him that you're trying to kill Lan Di, and you tell him about the mirrors. And he's all, this is actually bigger than I thought. Count me in again. And then now he's like, it doesn't pay to go up against Lan Di. Count me out. And then now he just changed his mind and he's just like, count me in. So yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, really. He just can't make up his mind. Or maybe he's just secretly gay for him. I don't know.
Ah, good.
Okay, it's time for a Chawan sign.
Ren.
どうだ？反応あったか？
いや、まだだ。
何やってんだ。この辺りは俺が探ってみる。てめえは他のところを当たれ。
わかった。
Well, the Chawan sign is normally done at tea houses, so there's plenty of those in the dim sum quarter, so let's try here.
あそこで茶碗人ができそうだな。よし、やってみるか。
Well, this seems to be the wrong place to do it. Not getting any kind of response. Unlike the Chawan sign over in the Wan Chai area, there aren't like lots of different places you can do the Chawan sign. There's only a few. These are the two main ones. There's another one over at the cafe and the Thousand White Quarter, but then that's about it. There aren't like bonus cutscenes or anything by doing it in random places like there was last time, so really there's not really, you can't really go too wrong here. This is the correct place to do it,
やってみるか。
and this will continue the story.
Hmm? これ、張さんから。
百四郎503号室。まずは百四郎を探すか。
Now apparently Zhang has found some information and has told us to go to the Moonchild building in floor 503. If you notice, the guy who gave us the note wasn't Zhang, so I guess he was Zhang's associate, so he was an associate of Xiuying Da. Oh well, not complaining. And here's a figure I haven't gotten yet.
もっと続けてみるか。 もう少し遊ぶか。
Well, that'll do for now. Let's go to the Moonchild building and see what's going down. You might remember that the Moonchild building is the building where Yuan lives, where that orphanage was.
百四郎503号室。
And of course, room 503 is on the 5th floor, so let's use the old elevator. Boy, am I glad this elevator goes to all the floors.
入られよ。臆したのならここで帰られるがよい。お手合わせを願えるかな。
この暗闇で。
闇ならばこそ腕のほどがわかる。参るぞ。
Well, the problem is fighting in the dark is that Ryo cannot see this man, therefore you cannot lock onto him. Even if you could look onto him, you wouldn't do much anyway, because he'll parry all of your blows, I think, even if they hit. Yep.
目で追うのではない。心乱れれば焦りが生じる。武徳を知らぬか。タン。そう、闇の中で目に頼ってはならん。雑念を消し、心の目で見るのじゃ。
心の目。
全神経を己の剣に集中させるのだ。動きが鈍いぞ。
So what you want to be trying to do here is you need to use the directional buttons to turn Rhea around, and then the punch button to punch in an area that he's going to be. You need to somehow know which direction he's going. That's kind of hard to see at the moment.
落ち着くのじゃ。
You need to somehow guess where he's going based on his movements when he goes close to you.
心の目で見よ。
You notice that the guy is invisible when he's far away from you, but as time goes on, and I guess as Ryo Hazuki gets used to this, he somehow begins to sense him, where he becomes slightly more visible to the mind's eye.
神経を研ぎ澄ますのじゃ。気配を感じ取るのじゃ。
I'm not sure how well it's coming across in this YouTube video, but you can just about tell he's slightly more visible now that Ryo Hazuki has gotten used to this. BAM!
うん、さすがに筋がいい。目に頼らず相手の気配を感じ取る。これを長径という。
長径。 あなたは呼吸引きの目が見えるんですか？
やはり岩尾殿のご子息でしたか。
親父を知ってるんですか
？20年ほど前ですかな。岩尾殿がここを訪れたのは。
親父が？
岩尾殿は中国拳法に興味を持っておられた。私たちは意気投合し、互いに技を交換したものです。岩尾殿は達者ですかな？
殺されました。紫幽門の蘭亭という男に。
殺された？蘭亭に？なんということだ。あの岩尾殿が。少々と鳥の声に響かん。君行くや、早雲落ちて涙流る。亡きお父上のために私にできることがあれば
修験達という人をご存知ですか？
お父上の死と何か関係が？
はい。修験達は今、光天楼に囚われています。
光天楼といえば、光天界のアジト。
侵入する方法はありますか？
一つだけ方法が。
この男は
光天界のスカウトマンです。
スカウトマン？
私有門に送り込むための優秀な憲法家を探している男です。彼にスカウトされれば光天楼に入れるはず。
どうすれば？
ストリートファイトで勝ち続ければおそらく。
ストリートファイトで。
You notice just now we learned the move Predictive Explosion, and that sounds like a really awesome move. I mean, hey, Predictive Explosion must be some kind of super awesome technique, right? It isn't. It's in the command list. If you look in your move list, it's in there, but there's no button command for it, and it actually doesn't do anything. I think it's supposed to be a plot device, but yeah, at the moment, Predictive Explosion doesn't really have any kind of use, but hey, I guess it's just to show that Rie Hazuki can now see people in the dark or something like that. Anyway, we need to engage in some street fights to get the attention of this man, the scout who works for the Yellowhead. So we gotta beat up some dudes. Let's start with the eye patch man with the blind spot.
誰かこの豪傑に挑戦したいやつはいねえか？俺がやろう。よし、決まりだ。さあ、兄ちゃんあかんな。以前のようにはいかんぞ。
Yeah, that's a lie. It turns out to be exactly the same as last time. Going to his left side just means he can't see you because he's stupid. And he stops to look around every time you go into his blind spot. So, yeah. So much for that! Looks like you need Predictive Explosion. That little scene just showed that the scout is somewhat impressed with us, but we've got to impress him more, so we need to find another street fighting arena where he's watching. Also, it turns out Cool Z is here. I didn't even notice that. I guess he took a while to load in.
Oi, 見てたぜ。結構やるじゃねえか。まあ、俺が出てればお前の出番はなかったけどな。
I kind of wish you did have a chance to fight with Cool Z. I mean, you get to fight, who is it, like Sam and Larry, the other two guys? But not Cool Z. That could have made him a cool opponent. He could have used his boombox as a weapon or something, I don't know. So next up is this man, the man who will parry everything. If you remember last time I managed to get through his defense just by punching him a whole lot. But this time it's not doing so well. But if you keep an eye out for this quick time event, you get to unleash Machine Gun Fist. Bam!
やるじゃないか兄ちゃん。ほらよ。
私の負けだ。公正恐るべしか。
I really like that move, the Machine Gun Fist. It's one of my favourite moves, up there with the Counter Elbow Assault and the Stab Armor. Speaking of the Counter Elbow Assault, that's another way of beating this man. Because the idea is you're supposed to hit him once, and he's just going to parry everything. The other way of hitting him is, if you just don't attack for a long time, eventually he'll get bored and he'll attack you. And it's at that point that you can counter his move with the Counter Elbow Assault. And that'll count as a hit, and then you'll win the street fight. Next up is that monkey man, the man who constantly jumps around everywhere, and the idea is you're supposed to grab him and throw him. And if you remember, the strategy that the game actually gives us is just go up to the guy and mash the throw button as much as possible, and eventually you'll win. But yeah, nothing difficult.
参った。いい動きだったぜ。大したもんだ。ほらよ。
日が落ちてから竜英街に来な。
竜英街。行ってみるか。
And the game just lets us teleport straight there, which is nice, even though it's not really too far from here, but hey. And of course, if you manage to do that, you know, before nighttime, then the game will give you the option of waiting until nighttime, just so you don't have to spend the whole day killing time. I'm still grateful they put that in, you know, because in Shenmue 1 you had to find ways of killing time, which was a bit silly, really.
Oi.
あんたは
ここじゃ人目につく。こっちだ。
これは
そいつらを倒しな。
え？
話はそれからだ。
Oh, we got 3 photos. One of Greg, one of Rod, and one of Chunyan. And these street fighters will be our next opponents! But we'll do that tomorrow because it's getting late. The scout was apparently impressed with the way we beat up a half-blind man, a stupid monkey guy, and a really old man, so he's going to put us against these guys, and to make sure that we're the real deal. So let's have a look at these photos. There's the scout. There's Rod, the afro guy. Greg, I guess he's a biker. And here's Chunyan, who is, I guess, a cowgirl? I don't know. So, we'll be seeing those guys tomorrow. Also, notice these 2 kids that were here apparently the whole time.
Yeah.
Nani?
I only just realised this is the same kid from the beginning of the game, when we gave money to those street performers. Anyway, I think it's time to get an early night's sleep, because we've got to get up bright and early tomorrow to fight some street fighters.
Oi.
なんだよ。
おい。この女の人を知らないか？
うん。Xiuyingじゃねえか。俺ファンなんだよ。
どこにいる？
確か屋台街の近くの原天楼で戦ってるぜ。
原天楼？
屋台街で聞いてみな。
わかった。ありがとう。
So we can use those photos to ask around and find out where these people hang out, and then we can fight them. But for now, like I said, time for bed. And Ren's nowhere to be seen, so I don't know where he is at the moment. Oh, and there's a tape recorder. If you really want to, you can listen to the tape again, although there's no reason to. Unless you missed out the secret message at the end of the tape, but whatever. Time for bed. Good night, everyone. See you guys tomorrow.